In this video, we're going to help you lure the Slag Horn Drake with the Path of Destruction, and you won't have the trouble that I'm having right here getting the blue dogs to go into the trap. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush God of War Ragnarok. So the secret to do this is that you need to change your graphics mode to quality from performance. So you go into settings, favor, quality, and then you'll be able to lift this trap next to the Gulons higher. So once you're in here, you can easily quickly freeze it, and you see how much taller it is than it was before. It was impossible to get it this tall on performance mode for me. So it's just a bug in this game. I don't know why it goes higher than that, but it does work. And now you see the Gulons are in, and I can recall the axe and trap them in the cage. So the next thing is for Kratos to pull this up. So he wants to interact with this. He's going to pull it up. I'm showing you where it is here in the map in the jungle area. And the gameplay settings we have on is quality. That was why they were able to go under there. Otherwise, the Gulons will not be able to get inside the trap. At least in my experience. And I gotta say, this is probably, this Path of Destruction was kind of like the most complicated favor I had seen so far in my playthrough. So once you got them up there, Kratos is going to say they're lured, that it's going to pop that you've made the progression in the Slay the Slag Horn Path of Destruction quest. And then the next thing is you need to get to the Slag Horn, the Drake. The easiest way from where the dogs are at is to go over here by this kind of poison place, like the poisonous place. You drop down here, and yeah, if I know where I'm going, I didn't know where I was going there, but you want to drop down there. There we are in the map, and the objective marker is correct. The question is, have you knocked down the chain? If you've knocked down the chain already, then you're good to go. Don't need to worry about it. But if you've not knocked down the chain, right here, so right up there is the chain, but it's not been knocked down for me. So I'm going to tell you, those of you that have not knocked down the chain yet, this is how you do it. So number one, it needs to be daytime, right? So we're going to go and change it from night to day. So this is one of the quests where you need to change, it must be daytime to get over to where that chain is. And it's going to be in the ogre area, but here we're just going to the day-night altar, and we need to interact with that. Turn it to daytime so that there will be a vine that goes down that we can grapple across. And so we're actually going to be across the river. So once we interact with the day to night cycle, right, here we go. We're going to go to where the ogre was, the ogre and the Noken were. I guess I'll give you some tips for the ogre and Noken if you've not done that already. There are two Noken, and you need to kill both of them. I found it impossible to even interact with one of the Noken because it was being benefited by another Noken. So I would say you save and reload if you're having trouble with the ogres and the Noken. There may be one or two ogres. There's at least one ogre that's throwing the rocks. So we're going back here. There's a dock behind here, so we're actually across the river from where we were with the dogs. So complicated, this mission. And so we're going to get this dock. This dock will lead us to where the ogre fight is, which I've already done. And so if you save and reload, if you're not able to kill the Noken in that fight, save and reload, and it should, or restart at the next checkpoint, you should have a better shot at it. That would be what I'd say. But you have to, and then after you won that ogre fight, right, you're right here, and it's daytime, you can pull back the wall here, and there should be a grapple if it's daytime. If it's nighttime, there will be no grapple. And then you can get across this bridge, and you can use the bridge to get to the the Drake, and you can also get to that chain. You can knock that chain down. So evidently I had been here before, maybe using a different method, but I had forgotten to knock down the chain. So that was the chain that we needed. That would have allowed you to go right to the Drake after you killed the blue dogs. And then we have the fight with the Drake. He's just down here. So get ready. He's a toughish fight, but he's not too bad. I don't think there's anything here anyways, but we're right next to the entrance there. If you need a health, there's a health there. And let's go up. Choose the weapon you want. We're going to slide right in here. And I think that's when the Slag Horn fight is. And I'll go through the Slag Horn fight here. You know, I have a cooldown build. It just depends on the way that you play the game and the way you're set up. But with the cooldown build, we start out with the relic, and then we start out with a runic and another runic, and we use the relic for Atreus. You can use Freya's relic, whatever she has there. And then we use, this is the Wrath of the Frost Ancient, which is great for big monsters at range. And then we lay down the Mists of Helheim to do some damage over time, if we can get him to be there. He's kind of slow, that's good, but he is big. And it's a kind of big arena, because otherwise he wouldn't fit there. And so we're waiting for a cooldown, but we also want to switch. Yeah, so I think we've used all our relics so far. There's also a lot of... he's not that hard to fight compared to, like, I don't know, the Berserkers or something. Or the final challenges in Helheim. But he, you know, there's a lot of health, so we got the refill of our runics, and we just want to tap that down if we can get enough room. Yeah, so, and then we got the relic in. He's got those ranged attacks. He's got a couple different ranged attacks, but they're not too bad. They don't seem to do too much damage, but, you know, obviously having a health stone here would make it easier. I don't know if we end up using it or not. The other thing is, like, there's like a boss checkpoint thing in the accessibility settings you can set if you're having trouble with boss fights. And so you'll maybe get full health and he'll get half health after you hit a checkpoint. But I don't think we're going to die here. So we've got, that's our runic came back for the sphere. We want to just hit triangle there to get some explosions. We're avoiding his ranged attacks. And then if we can get some room, we'll use our runic and relic. So here's our runic. And we have a relic available. There we go. And he's almost gone. We'll lay down our heavy runic if we can get him into that area. I'm not sure we can because he's using his ranged attacks. And we're using our longer range of Blade of Chaos attack. And he's still just got a little. We need to get pretty close for that runic there. And okay, now he's down. I don't know if he didn't have an R3 there, so he just died. And he's got a lot of good stuff. And you know, you can craft the dragon armor set, the dragon scale armor set. If you, I think the dragons. If you do all the dragon quests, you can upgrade that probably before any other set. So I hit the trophy for fully upgrading a set with that dragon scale set. But you need to get to one of the Holdra brothers to do that. And that's it. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush God of War Ragnarok. So the big thing is probably changing the settings from performance to quality to get the dogs in the cage to lure him. And then if you can't get to him, you need to change day to night. And then you need to go to the ogre place and go across with the grappling. And that'll allow you to get to the Drake's lair. All right, let me know what the hardest quest was for you in the comments.